Okay, well, happy Team Tuesday, you guys. I love seeing your faces. And if you've brought your special hat to the party here, we'll do that after Robin finishes speaking. We like to have a lot of fun, Robin, so we always have something planned for the after party.
Yeah, I love it. I'm getting so many ideas. I'm taking notes here. It's awesome.
So I know we've already had a little bit of fun with the ITC guessing, and so I'm sure that's going to be top on the list of what Robin's going to be sharing with us, because the title of her talk is ITC to NMD. So we've had some very interesting feedback on what ITC means, so I can't wait for you to set at rest. But also another thing that I've promised them is for us to figure out what the heck an ornithologist is.
Oh, you have to say it correctly, first of all, Kimberly.
Okay.
Ornithologist.
Oh, okay. I can't even say it right. College dropout right here. So anyways, I'm just excited for you guys to get to meet Robin. She and her family live in North Carolina. She's a mom of 3, 15, 18, and 20, right? Your 3 kids?
Yes, that is correct.
And Charlie is a cancer specialist, surgeon, right? And so she's married to a really smart guy, and she's really smart herself because she decided to make Juice Plus her career and actually has a rockin' business and was just promoted to national marketing director at the last conference, but her and her team are already rocking their way through more goals. And she's a phenomenal leader and just fun and feisty and just so passionate about this mission. So I'm excited for you guys to hear from her. So with all that, I'm so thankful for our friendship. I'm so thankful I got to know Robin really in November of this year. That's when we started. We got each other 2 weeks in a row, and it's just been an amazing friendship, and I'm so grateful I saw her again in North Carolina and asked her to come on and be with us tonight and share her wisdom. So Robin, take it away.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kimberly. What an honor. And I know so many of you. This is really fun. And just, I know it's no surprise, but Kimberly brought the energy in Greensboro, North Carolina. Becca was there. It was amazing. Just fabulous talk. So you guys are so lucky that you have such an awesome leader. So I laughed so hard when I saw Kimberly shared the what you all thought ITC meant. And okay, I won't even go, well, you know what, just for fun, did you all see it? Yeah, you probably all did, right? Okay, so my top 4: impeccable tricep captain. If you know me, I like to flex a lot. So was that yours, Becca? Or Becky? That was good. Intimidating tongue twister champion. And one thing that you might not know is that I'm actually an auctioneer. So I don't get tongue-tied that often, but that was a really good one. Introverted, tired, and controlling. Who said that one? That was so, was that Tara? No, that was so funny. The one that I think, I don't know, I think tops it all because I'm going hiking this weekend is irresistible tree climber. But the real answer is I'm too cool for network marketing. And if you heard my speech in St. Louis, I talked about that. But what I'd like to do first is just share a little bit about my story. So about 4 years ago, I heard of Juice Plus from a medical doctor, and it made sense to me immediately because I knew our family of 3, we were not eating enough fruits and vegetables. But I was one of those people that actually got up and left the event after about 10 minutes. I heard the information that we should eat, 9 to 13 servings. And then I saw all this Juice Plus out on the counter, and I actually was a little offended that I didn't know it was a Juice Plus event. I thought I was going to learn about cancer prevention by a doctor who had breast cancer and had been cancer-free for, at the time, 6 years. So I conveniently had to go pick up my son at a lacrosse practice, is what I said. But I did come home. There's Rebecca Downing. I did come home and share with my husband, who has his MD and his PhD degrees. He's actually not a surgeon. He's he's an oncologist and a hematologist. So he is really smart. He went to school for 16 years after college. And I put him through every single one of those years. I know, crazy. So it's so I shared Juice Plus with him, and I said it's just fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And like many spouses, like many of you maybe, it was too good. It was too simple. And so for 2 months, we didn't do anything. But my sponsor, who is Dr. Ann Smithson, many of you know her, she was really good at continually following up with me. She invited me to every event that was in Raleigh. And today, we actually had we have a big team that's growing in Dubai right now. And we had a Zoom, we were in the Zoom room, and Dr. Kim Dalzell, who is my national marketing director, people were asking, well, how many contacts do you need to make before somebody says yes? And so Kim had the few of us that were on just, raise our hands how many times. For me, it was 10, at least 10. It might have even been more. I was really just very against network marketing. And I really did think I was too cool for network marketing. But what happened is 2 months after we heard about the product, my youngest daughter, who now is a national rock climber, she got sick again. And it was just like, oh my gosh, how many more times do we need to put antibiotics in these kids? So I invited the doctor to our home, and he met with Dr. Ann Smithson. And literally 5 minutes, he looked at the research. He saw that the label was a food label. And 5 minutes later, he said, you know what, let's just get started. So we did, and I that night also became a distributor, friends and family, and I just said to Dr. Smithson, I'm doing this, but I'm doing it for the discount, but I will never, ever do this business. And so here I am, 3.5 years later, a national marketing director, and it just goes to show that, even the hardest, the people that maybe are on your dream list, just keep asking them, because you have to just, as Kim described today, and I thought this was a great analogy, the other people who were on the call, it only took them one time. So one was a direct to me, Katie Page, many of you know Katie. She said yes immediately because she needed Juice Plus. 2 other people, they were in a health crisis. They needed it. I didn't think I was really in a health crisis, but what I also didn't realize when I said yes to the business was that my family, they were all in the limelight. My husband's saving lives every day. My 3 kids are very talented in music and sports. And I had been home for 17 years as a stay-at-home mom. I was very involved. I actually probably was the queen of volunteering in the Raleigh area. As I mentioned, I'm an auctioneer, and so I did all these charity auctions. I helped out at all the schools. But I really didn't love any of it. I mean, I was staying busy. So what I didn't also realize at that time is that my husband, who had gone through 16 years of post-college, his oncology practice dissolved. So here we are with 3 kids in private school, and his income is going down every single month, way less than the nurses, way less than a lot of the staff. And we didn't want to move. And I thought, it was about 2 months after we started the product, and we all were noticing really great benefits. And I thought, wow, what if I could start making some extra income and help our family and help keep our children in the school until my husband finds another job. And so my first goal was $500. I thought if I can make $500 a month, that would be awesome. And at the same time, my husband actually got another position, fortunately, with Rex Hospital, which was great. So we, kept our benefits, and, his paycheck was much better again. But I got the taste of the independence, and I just loved it. It was like I was on fire, and I knew that this would happen. I grew up with parents who are both entrepreneurs. They both have their own businesses, and I was an athlete, so I always, would set goals and reach them. So I quickly made, fast track to VF, and I said to Kim, I'm like, and Ann, okay, what do I need to do next? And so I think, there we go. Kimberly is on it. So I just was really driven, and a month after saying yes to the business seriously, I attended a regional, and I really encourage all of you to, get to every single training you can attend. Tanya Oxley was at that regional, and I just remember I wrote down these words because it seemed funny at the time. I didn't really get it, but she said, go wide and go deep. So she said, go wide for wealth, go deep for security. And that just clicked for me. And so that's what I did. So at the time we were doing the 5-1s, and some of you may know what that is. So we'd get 5 customers and 1 new team member. And I just was adding a lot of team members. Every single month, I at least had a goal of getting at least $100 bonus check. Well, that really helped me go wide. Not all those people, are rock stars, but many of them are now, just took the right time. So that, having that goal and knowing that I needed to go wide and deep just kept me really just motivated every single month. So reaching National Marketing Director, a couple things. One, it allowed our family to dream. So, again, never rule out anybody, people that you think may have it all going, enough income. You just never know. Fortunately, Dr. Ann Smithson was persistent because it was a pretty scary time for our family. And so now that, we have this opportunity, I've reached that $500 and much more than that. We now go on these awesome trips. 3 years ago, I took my youngest daughter to Singapore. I went to Europe with my girls last year. I'm taking my husband, just the 2 of us, to actually, who's on? Taryn's on to, wasn't it you that went to Oregon? Yep, Portland and Seattle, and been to Oregon to go fly fishing. These are things that we didn't do because we were always paying for our kids' private school. So, so being able to dream is number 1. Number 2 is being a winning mom. And for those of you that were in St. Louis and saw me on stage, and to see my family, Rebecca Downing was there, and Becca, it makes me cry. My 84-year-old dad was on stage with me, my 80-year-old mom, my whole family. And, my kids they're almost 21, 19, and 15, and they don't really post a lot of social media. They posted when they got off that stage how proud they were of their mom. And that, again, is just something that we, don't get we don't hear that often. So that was really awesome. And then the final awesome thing about being National Marketing Director, the benefits. And I know we all hear about that, but so Charlie, I was home for 17 years. He's always supported our family with, medical benefits. We compared my medical benefits, actually the whole benefits package, with Charlie's hospital benefits, and Juice Plus far surpassed what his hospital benefits are, which is amazing. So now I love going to the dentist and, showing my card. And I love that they always say, is this your husband's card? I'm like, no, it's my card. So it really is. It's a really awesome, amazing program. So 2 things I want to talk about: team duplication. So if you can focus when you're training your new team to go wide and go deep, that will just help you really, reach those big goals. So when I reached National Marketing Director in May, I was qualified with 10 fast track sales coordinators. And that, to me, I didn't really realize it at the time that was a pretty big deal because you need 5. But that's really kept me stable. I haven't had to worry about my numbers dropping. So go really wide and be really coachable. And I know you probably hear that a lot. Kim Dalzell, who's been in the business now 15 years, I'm her first National Marketing Director, and she said it was because I was so coachable. She would tell me, we'd plan an event. She would come to town, and number one, I had the most respect for her. And she would say, invite 100 people. You need to invite 100 people. And so I'd invite 100 people. If she told me to make a certain number of calls, if I asked her for advice, I would just do that. And, I did it because she reached the top and I knew what she was saying was right. And then, and I know Kimberly does this and your whole team. I've talked to many of you, but, just helping people really get to those promotions quickly, the HLP, the fast track VF, and getting them qualified. It just makes such a difference with your whole line. And I know all of you have, or Kimberly, I'm sure, has an excellent system. One thing that we just started doing, we used to have 2 45-minute launch trainings. And last night we just launched a whole new thing that is so simple for everybody. We're just doing text blitzing. And that has been super great to help new team members just get off the ground running. I sit down with them, make a list of 20 people. We do 20 texts, and they're getting the HLP very, very quickly. And then they're 2,000 plus. So we have a script so they know what to say. You do that, right, Kimberly? Do you do text blitzing?
Yeah, absolutely. We did, but we haven't done it together. Do you guys get on Zoom together?
Yes. Okay, so this is really fun. So we're doing twice a week. We do a 30-minute Zoom calls. So not everybody can make it, but it's like this. And so we'll have just like 5-minute little fun, get everybody fired up, energy, play the music. And then we do, and you keep it live. You don't put your screen on, stop the video. You keep it live and you're just texting. You don't answer any of the response, if somebody's like, yeah, I'm really interested, you just keep going until the end. And then at the end, it's coaching time. So we talk about, okay, what'd you get? It's kind of like you're fishing. Oh, who responded? Okay, what did they say? And so everybody on the Zoom is learning, and it's super, super fun. So we've done 3 sessions of that, and it's been great. So I really recommend that. It's a lot of fun. And then, of course, get a coach, and we know all about that. But just getting your mindset right. I really was stuck at when I was a senior sales coordinator. As I said, I went very fast up to senior sales coordinator, and for me, stuck was 6 months, which I know is like blah blah blah, not a big deal. But I was like, I need to get to national marketing director. I really wanted that, so I had to work on myself. I had to. And then to get your team also to work with a coach makes such a huge difference. And then finally, attracting high quality teammates. So as we know, we all attract the energy we put out there. So every day, no matter where you are, even if you're going to the store, put on your red lipstick, have fun, go in and just have that energy. And it is amazing what you attract. Same thing on social media. Same thing on the phone when you're calling, your customers, picking up the phone, putting on that fun music before you get started. It just makes a huge difference because people want what we have. As Kimberly always says in her talks, they want the honeypot. How do they get that honeypot? And it is so true. And then aim high, never prejudge. Again, as mentioned, my sponsor could have thought there's no way that Robin would ever say yes. I have team members that, are just, that I never would have thought would have said yes to the business. But again, one thing that Ann didn't know is that being home for 17 years, I just was kind of like, my life was just not super exciting. And if you follow me on Facebook, you see how exciting my life is every single day. And my husband, we just have a better marriage. Our kids are happy. Everything is just, it makes a lot of sense. So, okay, hold on just 1 second. I just need to check one things here. Okay. All right. So I have a couple minutes, Kimberly?
Oh yeah, you're fine. Yep.
Okay.
Like 10 minutes. Oh yeah, you're good.
All right, good.
So you want to tell us some of the places that you have found team members too? Because when you talk about high quality, that's always really helpful.
Yeah. So I have reconnected with, there's sweet little, and that's who is it? Lexi, sorry. So I have connected with a lot of people I grew up with in Janesville, Wisconsin, which is crazy. They are coming out of the woodwork. These are people that, through social media I've just reconnected with. I'm involved in several medical groups here. So I have team members that, so you think about what your passions are. I'm a rock climber. I don't know if, I think that was on there. And so I have team members who are rock climbers. Think about where you like to spend time. And just start asking those people if they want to join your team. Networking groups. I grew up networking, so some of you may not be super comfortable with that. Who was that? Christy was like, oh no. Do you like to network, Christy? No? You're like, no. So it's really, you know what? Go with a buddy. It's so much fun, and just make a game of it. Like, just go and say, all right, I'm going to meet one new person, just one person, and just engage. What Kim Dalzell taught me to do really well, you don't go in and talk about what we do at all. You just ask questions. What do they do? People love talking about themselves. Have you ever noticed that? If you start asking them questions like, where do they like to travel? Where are their kids in school? Anything. And then it's kind of like, have you done that? What is it? It's a team building thing where you ask, where did you get your shoes? Like if you're out walking, or if you're out walking and you see a really cute dog, oh, where'd you get your dog? What kind of dog is that? And you keep asking enough questions until, okay, so like I have a soft-coated Wheaten Terrier. He's hypoallergenic. So if I met another person who had a hypoallergenic dog, you have got to know that I'm going to ask, oh, does somebody in your family have allergies? Is there a reason why you have a hypoallergenic dog? And then it just, not maybe at that moment, but you can circle back and say, gosh, I remember you saying that your dog had, or that you have a hypoallergenic dog. We have allergies in our family, and I'm just curious, do you have any issues with food or, seasonal allergies? Because I might have something that would help you. It is amazing what happens when you just go deep. So there's two other things I just want to talk about. One, so you know how in the beginning I said I went from ITC to NMD? Well, Dr. Kim Dalzell, who's my National Marketing Director, she is actually changing my new initials. She likes to say that I am now FB. No, what was it? Wait, she wrote FB. FB, not ITC. So does anybody have any idea what FB stands for? Just unmute yourself. Oh, maybe you can't. Maybe Kimberly has to do that. Anybody have any? You guys are all super, super creative. Think about.
So I'm not gonna guess.
You know the answer?
I don't know. I think I do, but I'm not gonna guess. I won't be the first one.
Everybody's looking. So FB.
Well, maybe I will guess. Right.
I like Faithful jumped into my mind, but I can't think of anything with a
Kimberly Warlow, seriously?
I was going to say Feisty Blonde.
Oh, okay, you're getting close. Feistily Brilliant.
What?
Oh.
Feistily, that's a new word, I think. Feistily Brilliant. So that was pretty good. So come up with, even like a branding, Kimberly is obviously contagious. I've come up with feisty. And own it. Think about what word describes you that's really fun, and get your license plate to say it like I did. And just, even though my kids are totally embarrassed about it, I don't care. But just own it and let people just get, see that energy. So the one additional thing, and I can take a few questions too, that I wanted to just share is, so I mentioned my coach, and I just wanted to say that Bob Samara is my coach, and many of you may have heard of Bob. I kept hearing Bob's name, so I went to every single conference when I first joined. So my first one was in Long Beach, California 4 years ago. And all these awesome national marketing directors who were up on stage kept referring to their coach, Bob. And some would say Bob Samara. And so I'm like taking notes on every person's speech. And so I'm like Googling Bob Samara. Who the heck is Bob Samara? Came home and I'm like, I would do great for a couple of weeks, totally on a high. And I could not find anything about Bob Samara. And I know that the Warlow girls know Bob Samara. So so Kim would see what would happen to me. I'd come back, totally do great, and then just kind of crash, go into what Bob likes to call the jungle. It would be that first person that would say no to me, usually a really good friend. And I didn't have the tools to handle that rejection. And then I started, not really believing that I could do this business. And fortunately for my family, it was 2 months after I really dove into the business. One of my really good friends from this medical alliance group that I mentioned, her husband's a physician. She's super smart, has her MBA. she couldn't believe that I was doing this business, and it really hit me hard. And so my family came home. Remember, we sat down in our family room, and it was after dinner, and I said, I know I've already made a couple promotions, but I don't want to do this business. I mean, it's just not for me. And they all looked at me, and my youngest daughter, who's the one that made me the note cards, the encouraging cards for every promotion, they all just said, Mom, this is perfect for you. I mean, you walk the walk, talk the talk. This is what you do every single day. Why wouldn't you do this? And my husband totally believed in me. And Kim Dalzell called me shortly after, and she said, I know who Bob Samara is. He has a seminar. I'm going to it in Kansas City. So she came back and she called me. She said, you need to get to the first one. So I got the website, and I booked my flight. It was like 2 days later to Denver. From Raleigh, North Carolina, flew out there, and I was kind of stunned. I'm like, oh my gosh, if you've gone to your first seminar, and if you haven't, but I knew that's what I needed. I knew I needed to work on myself, and I have now, gosh, it's been just a little, not even 2 years, I don't think. I've gone to, I don't even know, 20, 25 seminars. I lead them here. I've gone to Mars, which is where Bob lives, twice, and I'm thinking my key leaders have all been to Image, and it makes such a difference working with them. We all think the same way. We all we have no drama. We have no drama, and that for me is the biggest thing, because when I see the drama, I can easily get out of it and help my team get out of it, and just having a goal. Bob calls it a plan B, and a B. And mine, I wish you could see my, actually, I'm going to show it to you. Let me walk over here. Let's see if I can turn this around. This is my, oh wait, can you guys see it? That's my third dream board. And every time I go, work with Bob, I update it because I keep reaching my goals, and it's just really powerful. So yeah, get to the next one, and just be open to it, because the people that I know who've gone through Image are extremely successful and super fun and contagious. And yeah, so I am so grateful to Kimberly, because honestly, Kimberly, if it would not have been for you getting Bob, I mean, I know there were other people involved before, but really helping, just bringing us all into his calls. That was, I mean, I live for my Friday morning calls. That gets me pumped up, and I listen to him throughout the week too. You can listen to the recordings. So
that's very cool. Well, and the Michigan girls, Rebecca Downing's bringing Bob back to Michigan in a couple of weeks, right? End of March. And then we've got him coming to Nashville in April. So, yep.
We have him coming to Raleigh June 18th. If you want to come, Becca.
Oh, awesome. Yay, Toby can come.
He'll be in Dallas this weekend if anybody wants to come.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bob's just like Juice Plus to me. Like, he's just too good of a gift not to share.
I totally agree. So yeah.
It can be so life impacting. So that's awesome. I'm glad you shared that part of your story. Very cool.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
right, well, we're going to go ahead and stop the recording. If anybody has a question for Robin, feel free to ask. And then we're going to I got a little surprise for you guys for our after party.
Woo!